So as more and more people start to self-isolate, I thought it'd be interesting to catch up with one person that's in that position, a position that actually Kate Divers is joining us from home. Your job is in veterinary, you're a veterinary nurse. And can you give us a background of how you ended up having to self-isolate, first of all?
So we have been working in reduced teams, and unfortunately a member on my team appeared as symptomatic as of yesterday morning. So the 7 of us that have worked in close proximity with her have had to go into 14-day isolation.
And does that mean that the job that, looking after the animals, that must have changed everything, surely? 7 people going.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very tough on the 7 of us that have been taken out of the equation because it's what we love to do. We want to be there to help, but we're very lucky to work in a very supportive team who have all shuffled around to make sure that we can still give as much care as possible to fill in the gaps.
So can you work from home? I mean, you're a veterinary nurse, surely it's a hands-on job, isn't it?
It's a bit tough. I mean, obviously I can't do anything with the animals, which is really unfortunate, but I am liaising with my own personal clients to give them the support that they need with their pets at the time via email. And also we're trying to make sure that we're putting as much as possible out on Facebook to keep people informed and taking telemedicine phone calls whilst we're at home.
And that's it. I mean, what would you say to people? I mean, you've done the right, responsible thing, haven't you, really? I mean, you've self-isolated, but you don't feel any colds or anything that associated with this virus?
No, I feel absolutely fine at the moment, as does everybody in my household. But 2 of the girls who were in the group that have now self-isolated are symptomatic as of today. So we've definitely done the right thing, everybody going into isolation to prevent it spreading any further.
And what would you say to people who have the slightest thought of what's going like this? I mean, obviously it's clear that everyone needs to self-isolate, I suppose, but some people think they're okay, I suppose, and invincible.
Yeah, nobody is invincible. I mean, we have a wide age range of people, and actually the first person affected was one of our younger members of staff who's only 20 and otherwise fine and fit and well. So nobody is indestructible, nobody is untouchable by it. And actually the 2 people that are symptomatic today are far fitter and healthier than I am. So it just shows me that actually it's more good luck at this point that I don't have symptoms rather than the virus being choosy as such.
So after 14 days, if you don't feel any symptoms at all, is that it? You can just go back to work? How's it work?
Yeah, so in theory, if we've not been symptomatic in those 14 days, then we can go back to work and offering the services that we're able to still offer. But obviously, if I start with symptoms tomorrow or the day after, then my 14-day isolation starts again from then.
And the impact on your family, because you have to self-isolate, then do they have to also follow you? Because, your household, what happens?
Yeah, so my whole household has had to self-isolate because I've been working with the staff member last week as well. 111 have said she could have potentially been not showing symptoms if she was incubating. So because my family have been in direct contact with me of under 2 meters distance for more than 15 minutes, they have had to go into isolation. So I've got my 14-year-old stepdaughter at home and my partner Jonathan have both had to self-isolate as well.
Well, we'll follow this, and I know you're grateful. I think that you got some homework to do. Sounds like school, but therefore you're still getting paid. But that's something, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that a lot of people aren't in as lucky a position as I'm in, where they are still able to do any work. I know that Jonathan, obviously, because he works as in the building trade, he obviously can't bring his work home and do anything. And a lot of small business owners, they're really struggling at the moment because they've had to shut down.
Well, we'll follow you. Maybe we'll talk to you during the process. You need something to talk to, don't you, anyway?
Absolutely. It'll save me getting bored.